Hi, Opies. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Here's your ink blot made in your name and essence. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Hopefully you enjoyed your hauntingly terrifying thumbnail as I had fun in creating it in the spirit of October. Opies, you know the drill. If you'd like to join me, let's close the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Okay, Opies, we're in my foyer / library / dining room today, as I've got the other room full of canvas, making a mess. So, all right. What is it right here? Are those deers? I might need to draw these in here. Sorry, I'm going to turn it for a second. Okay, somebody might be hunting, or there's hunting in the air. You might be the hunter, huntee. I'm not sure how that's moving through or how you're feeling it, but deep inside, I don't know how it comes through with the lighting. You can see that the eyes are bloodshot. Somebody else could be really, really tired. Opies, and I love being in your aura, so thank you for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura.
Poke.
There's something going on right down the center line. There is legs here as well. Something's been hunted. Okay, there's another. What is these words when I don't know. This is not my language. Anyway, I don't know if it's like a prize, you know what I mean? If you've gone and hunted something, this could be, I'm getting the sense it's supernatural. And when I say that, it's because it's not special necessarily, but Opies have this air of being able to notice threats, being able to distinguish energies and entities around them that are not goodbye, that you can say goodbye to. But I feel like there's been maybe some people, places, and things that have had to go as well. And it's a little disappointing, but it's for the highest good. It's for the highest good, I hear. When I'm in the supernatural realm of this, it's like there's a sacred ceremony going on. Opies, if you're noticing, because I'm seeing markings change, yep, and mindfulness. I'm seeing this transformation. Sorry about my nails. Transformation, but it's through markings, like different paint.
We're here.
Hello. It's almost like I've taken the blood of whatever these things were, symbolically speaking, of course, and I was able to draw certain markings around my face to in a weird, creepy,
I hear you.
Okay, thank you. In a weird way, with the change in mindfulness, I want to use the word shapeshifter because that's what's coming through. Maybe you've been dealing with a shapeshifter. Maybe in your land or area there's a shapeshifting energy if you're following the indigenous aboriginal spirits. Okay, but I want to draw it home for a moment because what I'm getting the sense of is that Opies have an ability. Again, I know you have that a little Akashic apothecary somewhere. So there's also a way, in looking at the totality of this, that Ophiuchus has. It's like going through initiations of certain things with different sacrifices along the way, holding boundaries of saying no, whatever the case is, to shapeshift mindfully, to shapeshift for simplicity's sake. I'm going to say the positive power of that. Do you know what I'm saying? There's the chameleon, in the change. Mindful. Okay, so there's something happening in meditation. Even if you're not sitting down for traditional meditation, there's something happening in the meditative realm of the mind. Maybe you're going for a walk and that's how you meditate, or you meditate doing the dishes, or when you're driving your car. There's something about consciousness meditation state coming through. I have a hold on things. Can I bring this down for a moment? Thank you. You're probably used to it by now, but it's very different landscapes. Scrying through which is great. I actually quite appreciate it. It's just sometimes I need to like dig in. One day maybe I'll try and get a camera so you can dig in with me. Yeah, there's all those markings. Do you know what this feels like? Oh. Okay, so some of you might have connections to Mayan. And when I say the Mayans, yeah, I'm going to say the Mayans. I know I don't know a whole lot about ancient cultures.
What happened to me?
But it's like you might have been at some point in time a sacrifice in the past. And power was abused. And I'm ensuring I'm not repeating a cycle. Even though I can appreciate the cycle that once was, even if this is in the present moment, right? Because I think it came in the Capricorn readings, memories or reflections don't exist in the past if we're reflecting upon them in the future, in the present. They're here. They're here. They're no longer past oriented. They're here. And there's value about this. There's a circle. Okay. There is a learning of the truth and a wisdom of whatever circle and cycles that I am standing in. I'm also seeing a salt circle. So this feels also very much so protective. Even though I'm seeing the salt, I think at a different time, different lifetime, which could be past life, presently happening as I'm stepping into it right now. I don't know. And I'm seeing all the salt start to turn red. And then like some sort of water is either placed in it, like a pail of water, or some sort of tide comes in and washes it away.
Caution.
There does seem to be an air of caution while moving through this, because this isn't about disrespecting what was, in whatever cycle this was, past life to, parents or your own personal, cyclical, I don't know what it is. It's none of my business, but you know what I mean. But if it's not your scry story, it's not your scry story, but I appreciate you holding space for other Opies, to hear them and to hear what may resonate, receive or release freely, of course. So, and there's that circle, and it's like this tide comes in, and then like as it draws it out, it's freed.
Real.
It's freed. Oh, but I keep being drawn in here. Like I can just see it pouring out. Somebody also, there's something about a birthmark coming through. We're here for the Opie Collective. Sorry if I shake the camera. It's part and parcel of being in this room, but.
Can you hear him?
I don't think I can, other than through the ghost tube if you're talking. Third harvest, haunted an owl. You've had owl twice. Learn the truth. Something, past life or in your present life, and it's a person. It feels like a person. They want back in. I'm going to change for you. I typically don't read this way, but I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to try and constipate it. They want back in. You've severed ties with them or something like that in a bold boundary to maintain a particular amount of healthy wealth within your aura. So I always feel this when I'm in the Opie energy, is that it's a desirable position to be in
Catherine.
the Ophiuchian aura energy, because there's something inherently healing about it. Okay, so it's the wheat fields. Thank you. It's the wheat fields that represent something very specifically, and I'll leave that up to you if you follow that. What symbolically wheat fields may mean. It feels protective again, very divine, old school offering. I feel a little nauseated in your reading, so bear with me. Sorry. There's something about a strangling. Okay, so as I acknowledge the strangling, like if this was one big being, somebody might have like two kids, or you were two kids, Five of Swords, or some sort of maybe conflict or fight, maybe you fought a lot as kids, and like your dad would like strangle you, like, I'm gonna strangle these kids, they're not listening. It feels like two boys. That's what it feels like. At the same time, it could be career oriented. I'm at odds with something. I'm at odds. Do you know what I'm seeing? Also like a witch doctor. There's something about a daughter. Or a feminine energy in your life, and it's like she brings about some sort of interesting that you say doom, because I was going to say dark, the dark divinity of the feminine energy, but it feels very soothing. Somebody also may have had a female that has passed and is in spirit. She communicates from spirit. She sends messages. I can hear like things on windy days. I don't know. I feel like I can hear whispers or smell her scent or something along that lines. She sends messages about wisdom. If the Five of Swords, and even Six of Hazards there, if I didn't share it, if I'm leading through the grief, or if I'm questioning, conflictual about making new connections now that her passing is done. No, that's not a nice way of saying that, but there's an understanding there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now that the passing in the mourning period has been completed, to whatever degree we can actually say any sort of mourning is completed, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to make new connections, and I am conflicted with guilt over this. If by seeing somebody new, male or female, would it be accepted? What does my, partner, my femme in spirit think? I feel like the daughter, if somebody has a daughter, she kind of is trying to help hold that space to nurture it, but it's because of her position of being a daughter, it's not her place to do that for her father. And we can get into all the energy dynamics, but it seems like, okay, because she feels very connected to the mother. Okay, so then children aside, but I do feel like there's two boys and a girl somewhere along the lines. What ages there are and where they are in positions to parents, children, as friends, guardians. Okay, I'm stepping out of that. When I wander back into the spirit of the feminine, I feel like she's very understanding at this point. Even if she was in her incarnation with you, might have been one way or another that you may not be able to perceive and understanding, or at this point, the way you're feeling, like it's okay, or guilt to be gone, it is being sent for you to have another love. Seven of Cups. And I feel like there's just so many voices in my head, judgments there's so many thoughts in my head trying to make it, you know what it feels like? It's like I'm making judgments on other people's behalf, dead or alive. I'm taking that role on. And it's kind of driving me a little mad. And I want to roll back to what my intention is.
Chair.
The spirits are always very active in this room, just so that you know. It's a different vibe because it is the center of my home, and this is where I sit for personal home circles, so.
Back off.
Okay, easy. Back off. Don't back off. All right. Ophiuchus, I'm going to keep scrying here. I got to bring it back down. So hopefully, if it has something to do with a career and it seems something combatual, it's like, okay, it's like changing. Again, I'm not really privy to these strategies. So it's like I see myself taking my hand off this physical back and forth, like, I want this job and this person keeps, or whatever it is, or my boss is driving me crazy. And I, obviously symbolically speaking, but I step back, I take my hands off this, and I start strategizing from a different angle. And where I actually go, the way it came through was this. I think it's in the show Vikings. Is it Vikings? I think so. And all the brothers, anyway, there's the one brother that is something about Iva or Ivan the Boneless. He's very, even though he's physically, disabled or just has different strengths, his mind, like, he's able to strategize differently. That's what it feels like. I changed my strategy. I'm like, I'm not physically going to waste my energy on this. I'm going to move to a different landscape. Does that make sense? Okay. Ophiuchus. If I didn't say so already, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. And I am going to flip your ink blot so we can do this later on in late October, and we'll return to it for fresh perspective. Awesome possum. Okay. So I have Treasure Dragon, Illumination, Hecate, and I didn't even look at the third one, but I'm believing it's something cyclical. Yeah. Sure, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Okay. It's the cycles, the knot. Okay, I'm at that curvature again, so Mayan, it's like I'm seeing the Mayan calendar, and if the Mayan calendar was carved in stone in some sort of circle, maybe it is, and that's just, I don't know, or if it doesn't matter. That's how I'm seeing it. This Mayan calendar, but I'm seeing the curvature of it. I'm turning a tide on something. I feel like my sacrifices have been made and done. Okay, I am standing very, very tall, very, very still. And it's like I'm in a paintball game. Somebody tried to hurt my heart, or my heart has been hurt in any respects. And it clearly went through, like a clean, that's how it's coming, a clean, clear shot. I'm also seeing a Fraggle. I'm also seeing people that are helping. Like if you're repairing an ancient structure. So I don't know if I'm seeing Göbekli Tepe or some other ancient one. It doesn't matter. So, and while they are excavating or doing their archaeological dig, there are beings that are like the tilts, like the pieces of wood that are helping things brace while they're being repaired and restored. These are these beings I'm seeing. They're cleaning off masks of different warriors I've played, different characters I've played, witch doctor. See, this is the thing. Like, I want to come back to witch doctors and shapeshifters for one reason or another, because I can understand on one hand, depending on what the intention was, that's, we can all follow that. But here and now, it's like they look a certain way and they have to do certain things. And I know in some respects, probably by, history or experiences, they're not always well looked upon, or they're frightening. but they are being of service to something that asks them to be of service. They are actually doing a service to something.
Rope.
Anyway. I can't, I feel as though it's like the witch doctor and the shapeshifter aura, and looking at the totality of it, I feel like the Opie energy is receiving embodied ancient understandings that are untying knots in a line. Okay? And here's the other thing. This feels very positive in nature. Also, when I'm seeing those knots, I feel like I can read them. Like the spacing means something. And then I want to turn that rope thing, and it's like it's helping all of this be taught. Like replenished again. Like I'm restoring Gobekli Tepe. Because there's a dragon here with something that is gone. The cycle's released, and there's some sort of communication for the next phase for other Opies coming in, or maybe it's an offering you give to other signs that you implant in the aura of all that is.
East.
There's some sort of treasure. But it's like a clue, because with anything in that realm, including where we are here, it needs to be just cryptic enough so that the individual or energy that steps forward has the time and space to contemplate, stay within the personal power to make a decision. It's not being told, so there's not following anything blindly. Okay, so that's like the knot thing. It's like the braille. You don't get to play blind, or even if you are blind and you didn't see that, there was clues along the way to help, and you don't need to feel bad if you didn't figure them all out at one time. It's like a video game. Like you can go back. You can go, okay, so that brings me back into the beginning where it's like, oh, the memories are in the past, but they're really here in the present moment because I'm reflecting upon them. It's like, oh, which means I can also then reflectively go back, pick up that clue. Oh my goodness. Okay, Opies. I feel like this is in some sort of illumination
Ophiuchus.
of what, yeah, we're totally here in the Ophiuchus realm, if this makes it. It's like the illumination that I bring is what, thank you, or the illumination I may have. Anyway, so I'm here, and like say there's two eyes and the nose. This is the dragon that becomes apparent. And interesting that I'm using that word quite specifically, because I feel like I spoke of a little earlier about maybe something about parents and children. Wandering through different, that curvature again of the, it doesn't have to be Mayan, but I'm seeing it as the Mayan calendar.
I told him.
Okay, last messages for Opies, if I didn't say. Links are below if you want to help a gal grow, the scroll shop, or donate. I don't know, like, share, all that kind of good stuff. Opies, like when I get in your aura, I'm all woo. The banned book, the Ornatrix. What do we have here? And Devil's Plaything. I don't know how to, I don't even know that I need to keep saying it. If you have an instinct, intuitive instinct, intellectual instinct of, it's like I'm seeing one of those books people, it's not about banning a book and saying this is no good no more, by my judgment call. The book exists. It's my connection to it. The story maybe I tell myself, the pain of my past. And while I understand that present moment, I'm also very aware that I am the author writing the next chapter. And I am carving that out because I'm also seeing one of those books where people have some sort of ability, artistic ability, to do something with the paper. So maybe it's the edging of the book, or the book becomes 3D. I think they've cut things out. I don't know what it is, but it becomes art. Aside from it already being art in its own way, but it becomes like a visual art. And if, I'm also seeing that again, how we spoke about in the beginning, where it's like kind of like, strangling and manhandling things. It's like I'm not afraid of the demons when when I'm in that any sort of conflict within myself. I understand it's serving something. One's own anger, rage, etc. is serving or protecting a hurt, is protecting from future concepts of disappointment. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a full scope here that I feel like the Opis have their finger on. And that, in essence, is healing to all. All right, Opis, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for being my muse. And until next time, thanks for scrying with me.